Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So let us continue. So this is the ACI 31814 document, which is the building code requirement for structure company, right? So we'll go quickly through these documents, that what's inside this document. In the first chapter, there's a general discussion about the scope of the ACI, general purposes, compatibility, interpretation, building operation, all of these you can read it out. And the next chapter is the about the notation and terminologies which is used in this code. There will be explanation of the different terminologies and notations. And other is the reference standards that from, for example, the ACI has referred to the document AC 710, 716, or whichever code that will be given in this chapter. So the next chapter is about the general, the structural system requirements, about the scope, materials, design, loads, strength, structural analysis, cybersecurities, durabilities, all of these. And the next chapter is about the loads, which should be considered during the design of a structure. And the next is the structural analysis, that how you will do the model, what are the model assumptions, how you will arrange the live loads and all of these, what is first order analysis, elastic second order analysis, elastic second order analysis, and different new terminologies we will learn to study this chapter. The important chapters are the chapter number 7, which is about the one-way slab, in which all the information about the one-way slab will be given. For example, minimum thickness, what will be the minimum and maximum limits of the reinforcement. Excuse me, please give me a second. So the next chapter is chapter number 8, which is about the two-way slab, in which there will be different criteria and limitation, that what is the reinforcement limits and reinforcement detailing, and what is the minimum thickness of the slab, and all of these is given in this chapter. Chapter number 8 is about the beams, and chapter number 10 is about the columns, in which the all the requirements in the case of the columns will be given. You can study it by your own, and you will deal with this code in this course time to time. The next code is about the AAC, which is the minimum design loads for the buildings and other structures, in which you can check for the minimum loads required for the structure you are designing. For example, for the live loads, these are load combinations, and this is the dead loads and the live loads, which we are mainly concerned with the live loads. So the Building Code of Pakistan, UB 77, and the ACI 318, and whatever the version is, they will refer to live load to this section, which is about the live loads, and we will check the live load, that what is the live load as per the your requirement. For example, if you are designing the elevators for the impact loads. So it will be given in this section. You will go for this section, right? And there are many other chapters with the flood loads and the snow loads, and whatever is your requirement, you will check and you will see the required value for that. The next is about the building code of Pakistan, which will be mainly we will use in this, and I think most of you will be familiar with this code. Like the first is the scope, second chapter is the seismic hazard, site concentration, soil formation, and this chapter is very important. We are mainly concerned with this chapter, which is the structure design requirements. And these are divided in the division one, which is the general design requirements, different symbols and notation definitions, and the scope, design standards. You can read it out, and if you have any questions during this, you can ask me later, right? So we will go quickly to chapter number 5, and I will show you the different frame system which I have explained earlier. Right, so this is the table 5.13, which is about the structural system, in which you can see there is a description for the basic structural system, which is the bearing wall system, and there will be subcategories for the bearing wall system. It is light frame wall system with shear panels, shear walls, if it is complete masonry, and the corresponding the response modification factor will be given to that system. And this is the strength reduction factors, which is not used normally in the single load definition of the seismic load pattern, but it is normally used in the definition of the load pattern of the IBC, which will be implemented in the new code of the building code of Pakistan. The next is about the building frame system, in which we have again subcategories, and it is shear wall. If the shear wall is a complete shear wall, so this will be the value of R, and if it is masonry, so this will be the value of R. Remember that the R value is inverse relation with the demand. For example, the R value is more, so less seismic demand will be on the structure, but you must keep in mind that taking the R value greater, it means that you have to fulfill all the requirements of the code when you are taking greater value of R, right? So the next is the moment resting frame system, in which we have the SMRF. If it is steel structure SMRF or concrete, the R value is 8.5. If it is IMRF, it is 5.5. If it is OMRF, it is 3.5 for the concrete, right? The R value is 8.5. It means your structure is more tough and you are fulfilling all the requirement of SMRF. And if it is the R value is 5.5, so there will be less demand on your structure because the base shear is divided by R. So if it is divided by less value, so more demand will be on your structure, so it will give you more reinforcement in your columns, beams, and other structural members. Right, similar for the OMRF. And the next is the dual system. If you are designing your system as a dual system, so these are the different values of R which correspond. For example, you are designing your shear walls with the complete SMRF, means that the frame structure is SMRF and you are designing the shear wall with the SMRF, so you will take the R value as 8.5 and similar for other cases, right? So this was a brief touch to the structural system as per the code of Building Code of Pakistan, which I've already explained earlier, right? The next is the introduction to the SAFE and ETAP, which we will be in the session 2, and we will go through the different commands we will be using in this course, and most of the students are familiar, but some students are new to the designing, so they will learn how to use the ETABs and SAFE and what are different commands, right? So this was the end of the session 1. So if you have any questions, you can ask. जी अगर किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं।
No question, sir.
जी जी कर लो, क्वेश्चन कर लो।
नहीं है फिलहाल कोई क्वेश्चन।
क्वेश्चन नहीं है, चलो ठीक है। जी खालिद, इदरीस, शाह खालिद, ताहिर, अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप क्वेश्चन कर सकते हो।
जी सर, कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है हमारा।
अगर कोई मसला है तो आप इंग्लिश में कर सकते हो, उर्दू, पश्तो, किसी लैंग्वेज में आप क्वेश्चन कर सकते हो। आई थिंक इट वाज एन इंट्रोडक्टरी क्लास, सो उसमें सब कोई लॉजिकल चीज़ नहीं थी। आगे इंशाल्लाह फिर आपको बहुत से क्वेश्चन आपके जहन में आएंगे। ताहिर आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही, काइंडली अगर आप मैसेज कर दें या कोई चैट में मैसेज कर दें। ताहिर आपके माइक में काफ़ी शोर आ रहा है, काइंडली अगर आप माइक ये एयरफोन्स हटा के अगर आप कोई क्वेश्चन कर लें, मेरे ख्याल में उसमें कोई मसला है। जी ताहिर, चले ताहिर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप फिर व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में कर ले या आप अपने पास नोट कर ले, कल सेशन में आप मुझसे पूछ ले। सो this was the end of session 1, so you can watch the recorded video, and if you still have any question you can write it down in your notebook and you can ask me tomorrow inshallah, right?
ओके सर।
चले जी ठीक है, इंशाल्लाह फिर कल मिलते हैं। ताहिर साहब आवाज ना रहा, साहब माइक तुम्हारा मस्त के साथ शोर दे बाकी ताहिर साहब सब क्वेश्चन था माता व्हाट्सएप ओके ठीक था, पर्सनल माता मैसेज करे था के साथ शोर ठीक शो। चले जी ठीक है, इंशाल्लाह कल मिलते हैं, अल्लाह हाफिज।